Hey everyone, welcome back to A Journey with Jdabs, and today, to continue our spooky October, we are going to talk about a show that I personally loved as a kid. It's a bit creepy, it's a bit weird, it can be scary at times even, and that is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage the Cowardly Dog Show!
So for those of you unfamiliar with Courage, it's a show about a little dog named Courage who is plagued by crippling anxiety. And he lives on a farm in the middle of nowhere with his owners Eustace and Muriel. They have to deal with all sorts of freaky things. Muriel is a saint who takes care of Courage and really watches over him, you know. She's just a sweet old lady. She's precious, innocent. You know, protect her at all costs. And that's what Courage does. Eustace, on the other hand, is her lazy husband who just kind of sits around. He only cares about money, and he physically abuses and mentally abuses Courage whenever he can.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
So that's nice. Also, Courage is a shapeshifter, I guess. I kind of forgot, but he can't talk. They can't hear him talk, even though he talks to us. We can hear what he says, but it just comes out as a... But apparently, he has the power of shape-shifting, because whenever a problem occurs, instead of talking to show what the problem is, he shape-shifts into different creatures or shapes. I don't know. I don't know. So today I'm planning on watching 2 of the episodes that I thought really stuck out when I was rewatching these. One is Evil Weevil, and the other is Remembrance of Courage. The first one is just straight nightmare fuel. It's creepy. It's really creepy. And then the second one is just sad. It's messed up. You'll see what I mean. The whole time I was just in shock when I first watched it. So I figure I should just take you through these 2 episodes and talk about how weird and messed up they are. So let's get into it. To start off, they're driving in their beaten up old truck going back home, and suddenly something flies across the road and they hit it. And it looks like a giant human-sized bug wearing a suit. Eustace somehow doesn't notice that he just hit something and has bug guts all over his windshield, but Muriel, being the saint she is, points out that, hey, I think you just hit someone. That there's a guy laying in the road back there.
Are you okay?
But for the fractured thorax, the ruptured rostrum, and the shredded forewing, not to mention a nasty swelling in most of my ankles, I'm fine.
Oh, it's cool. He's fine. They can go. That's just ruptured thorax, you know. Common human problems. So Muriel, being the saint that she is, offers to give this strange bug man a ride home. And Courage, knowing that everything in this world is messed up, is freaking out like always. At dinner, he says that his name is Jeeves Weevil. And weevils are apparently bugs that he calls the butler bugs. And they help people out. So he seems pretty nice. Actually, he seems pretty nice. I think he's a pretty cool guy. He's just there to help. Clearly, he said he's just there to help. So I trust him. He eats watermelon. A bit weird. But, you know. So after their completely normal dinner, with their completely normal guest, Mr. Weevil here, he offers to give Eustace a nice little back rub. Help him relax. And we then see what the weirdness is with this guy, this thing, this Weevil, Jeeves. He's got the suck. He sucks a little bit. He drains him of like his life force. I don't know. He just drains him and turns him into a little, like, he was already super skinny, so now he's just like this horrifically skinny, shriveled up old man. Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Relaxed.
I'll never get over in this show the fact that all of these weird ass things happen right in front of these people and they never bat an eye. He sat down for a nice quick back massage, gets up, none of his clothes stick to his body anymore, and he just walks upstairs like, oh, whatever. I guess I lost some weight. Got a little skinny. I ate a bunch of food and got skinny after. That's how that works. He's just so like, this guy's gonna haunt my nightmares. He's just standing outside the door. I hate bugs.
Oh no!
Nope. I'm out. Okay. Why? It's so creepy. He just hanging on the ceiling like that. It's done so well though, like with the shadow and then slowly panning over it. It's great. The show is great. It's just so creepy. It just So in the morning, Courage is drained because of the night before, and Eustace becomes so drained that he turns into dust. Straight up turns into dust and crumbles into nothing except for his glasses. Because of this, Courage continues to try to call out Mr. Weevil on his bullshit. So Mr. Weevil challenges him to a contest to eat the most disgusting things possible, which is just broccoli every step it gets moldier and grosser. So it starts with like boiled broccoli, and then it gets to like old broiled broccoli, and then it just gets to a point where it's like old moldy broiled broccoli that was in between this guy's toes. He wins, of course, because what he just sucks everything up. He just sucks. Watch out for the suck. So when Courage loses, he runs outside and throws up. While Courage is doing that, Mr. Weevil takes it upon himself to have a little snack, some dessert after his gross broccoli, and starts sucking on Muriel's neck. And what follows is probably some of the strangest frames of the whole show that I've seen. Yeah. Courage saves Muriel by taking his sucker and making him suck himself to death. Well, not to death. Suck himself until he is too small. And I just can't help but notice where Courage places it on his body. They didn't put it up further. They didn't put it on his chest. They didn't put it on his stomach. It's low. It's in a weird spot. I'm going to say it. It looks weird. You pause it at the right moment. Looks like Courage and this guy are into some weird stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Stupid dog!
But yeah, that's the end of the episode. He shrinks and everything's fine. Muriel eats a bunch of food and gets healthy again. And they regrow Eustace into a flower. It's a weird show. I love it though. It's creepy. It's haunting. It's horrific. But it's kind of beautiful when you get down to the sucking. And that is the Evil Weevil. So let me know what you thought of that episode. down in the comments. So the next episode is Remembrance of Courage Past. So we get a little bit of an insight on Courage's past. And of course, it's messed up. It's sad. It's really sad. I wasn't expecting it to be so sad. I expected the messed up parts and like the weirdness, but like it was just sad too. And you feel really bad for Courage. If you didn't already feel bad for him, which you probably do. So the episode starts out with Muriel cooking Courage one of his favorite meals. And as soon as Courage eats this meal, he has a flashback to his childhood. When he was a little baby, still in diapers, playing with his parents, and they're playing with a ball. He gets his head stuck in a gate. So they take Courage and the whole gate to the vet, where the vet actually detaches him, no problem. Suddenly, the vet says that he needs to talk to Courage's parents alone privately. So he gives Courage a lollipop and sends him out the door. Courage starts licking the lollipop, but then his tongue gets stuck. And in his panic to detach his tongue from the lollipop, he rips it out of his own mouth, still attached to the lollipop. This is a kid's show. So he goes back into the room to try to find his parents, but they're not there. The vet's not there either. Where are they? He doesn't know. And then we hear Courage's parents screaming for help. Courage goes through the door and sees the vet is carrying them in a giant net as they're screaming, "Please don't separate me from my baby. Please help. Please help." This is a kid's show. Just another reminder. This is TVY7. Courage sits at the table for a while, unable to process what he's just remembered. Eustace tries to torture him some more. Typical. And then he has another flashback of trying to chase after his parents, and he's opening these doors and just finding random creatures, and then he finds a woman showering and he closes the door, but then he opens it back up and looks inside, then comes out and looks at the camera and laughs. It's an old cartoon, I guess. Pretty weird, especially because he was a baby. But whatever. Muriel, being a good owner and not knowing what to do about Courage, decides, hey, let's take him to the vet. He seems a little messed up right now. Let's take him to the vet, see what's wrong with him. The only problem is, she takes him to the same vet that took his parents? Killed his parents? We don't know yet. I assume killed. So when Courage gets there, he realizes right away it's the same person who stole his parents, and starts freaking out when he says that he needs a moment alone with Courage. So Courage runs out the door the same way that he chased after his parents. Courage has another flashback of watching this man take his parents and put them inside of this chamber thing. We don't really know what it is yet. But he takes them as they're screaming and begging for help and throws them inside this thing, and Courage just has to watch helplessly. It's a rocket. It's a rocket ship. He's sending them to space. So we get back to real time, and Courage gets caught by the vet. And he picks him up and takes him to the rocket ship that he was just thinking of and throws him inside, where Courage has yet again another flashback. And this is the saddest one of them all, because Courage is chased around by this insane vet until he has to escape using some kind of vent, like a garbage chute. And he ends up outside in the garbage just to watch his parents fly off to space in this rocket ship, never to be seen again by him. Bye. Gone. This is a freaking baby alone in a dumpster watching his parents get blasted off into space. Eustace and Muriel end up catching up to Courage and find the rocket ship and Courage trapped inside, and they're like, hey, what the heck, man? That's my dog.
What are you doing with my Courage?
The vet traps them and tries to put them inside, but when he does that, Courage escapes. And they do another chase, just like in the flashback. But this time, Courage is older. Courage is wiser. he knows what he's doing this time. So he throws down a little trap of screws and nuts and bolts, and the vet trips, and Courage has a chance to help Muriel and Eustace get out of there. And they end up putting the vet in there, and he gets sent off into space, where we finally see the last flashback to see what happened to Courage after his parents got blasted into space and he was left alone next to a dumpster.
My poor thing. Out here all alone? What courage you have. Would you like to come home with me? I'll call you Courage. We'll have a grand time.
And it turns out that's when he met Muriel, at that very vet office. She was the sweet person to come and pick him up and offer to give him a home, because she is the sweetest, purest soul. So Courage, Muriel, and Eustace go home. And then we see what happened to the vet. He lands on some kind of planet, and we find out that all the dogs he sent there are very much still alive, including Courage's parents. And they promptly, off screen, I guess, kill him, because you just hear him, what sounds like him being ripped to shreds. So it's kind of a happy ending if you really think about it, you know? If you don't pay attention to all the fucked up parts before, and the fact that Courage still will never see his parents again, and this was the second to last episode. Kids shows, am I right? So yeah, that was Evil Weevil and the Remembrance of Courage Past. A very creepy episode and a very sad episode. I guess they're all creepy. One was more so scary. But yeah, it's a great show. It's just so weird. And this was just 2 of the episodes. According to Amazon, there is 8 seasons of this show, which I didn't realize it went on this long. I had never seen Remembrance of Courage's Past. I've seen a lot of these other ones. You know, like everyone talks about Ramses, you know, the mummy one. There's a lot of ones I remembered, but that was one I did not remember, and it was so messed up, I just wanted to talk about it. Evil Weevil was just creepy. Nightmare fuel. I'm going to imagine that guy being on my ceiling, sucking the life out of me every night. So I hope you all can join me in that. Tell me what you thought of these episodes. Did you think they were creepy? They're just normal? Did you watch Courage as a kid? Were you too scared of Courage as a kid? Was this show too creepy for you? Did your parents not let you watch this because it's so weird? Are you looking at this now like, how the hell did anyone ever watch this? Because I kind of wonder that myself, and I did watch it as a kid. But let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you all think of this show, because I personally, it has a place in my heart. You know, I love it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos. October's going to be spooky. This was the second spooky video of October. We got plenty more coming. I might play a game or 2. I have some things planned. See you next time.
She picks me up just to throw me down, smile for 30 teeth up in the